Hello everyone and welcome back to the CO2 Rundown. I'm your host Chad Owens. Happy Monday. Whew! It was an amazing weekend. Eddie, Big Wave Invitational was wild. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. But just want to thank you all for joining me here today. I want to say mahalo to Long's Drugs for all of the support of the show. Let's continue to support local and making Long's Drugs a part of our days. Let's dive on in to the CO2 Rundown. In just its 10th event out of its 39-year existence, the Eddie Big Wave Invitational was ran over the weekend, Sunday, and let me tell you, it was massive. All the best big wave surfers were out there, but only one was crowned king of the day, and this is the first lifeguard, right, active lifeguard that has won the event. And it makes sense because Eddie Aikau himself was the first lifeguard at Waimea Bay. And so local lifeguard, Waimea Bay, Sunset, Luke Shepardson took home the crown. He had the best wave of the day and it was captured. And when I look at this wave, it just sort of looks so iconic, like the picture perfect wave. And as you're watching it in slow motion, when the wave's breaking, you look and it's just like, is that Eddie Aikau? Ooh, chicken skin. So I think it was just very fitting that Luke won. This guy surfed during his vacation time. You know, lifeguards are out there, right? He was working in between his heats. So if that's not deserving of this crown, someone who really embodies the Eddie Aikau way, so with that, congratulations, brother Luke. And, it was a stacked lineup, but this event, it's not about who wins. It's what it does, right? Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of members of the community, tourists, everyone gathered to witness, again, the 10th event out of the 39-year existence because it needed the standard. The waves needed to be 20 plus feet, and it did not disappoint. Right, 50-foot faces, right, 25 feet in the back, a Hawaiian style, and it was just a beautiful day, and that's what this event is about, right? You had guys like, John Florence, two-time world champ, taking second. Healy took third. Billy Kemper was in fourth. Kai Lenny in fifth. Zeke Lau came in sixth, and there's so many more on the list. McCool Rothman, who injured himself at the backdoor shootout, was out there despite having a knee injury. All the women that were out there being able to participate in this for the first time. So this was a huge event and one of the biggest surf events in history. And so with that, please take a deeper dive in today's article on Honolulu Star-Advertiser talking about the Eddie, and who knows when the next one's going to be. Right, last one is in 2016. Here we are in 2023. We're just gonna have to wait. Congratulations again to brother Luke. We're gonna stay right here with the Eddie Big Wave Invitational. Now, the surfers weren't the only ones, right, that were there. You're talking about photographers, Hawaiian Water Safety Patrol, jet skiers out there, and I talked about the thousands in attendance. And Krista Funk, photographer, was up at 4 a.m. Sunday morning, made the trek from Kahuku to get there, and by 7:45, Hawaiian Water Patrol took her out in the jet ski and dropped her right there in the heat of the battle. Now, it's, again, I'll never be in that situation, but I can only imagine it's pretty scary. I know water photographers. I've been on a pipeline. I've got some clips, and it's awesome. But to get the shot, they put themselves in some pretty dangerous situations, some dangerous spots, and that's, I guess, comes with the territory. So I got to shout out Krista Funk and any other photographers that were out there for putting it on the line. And I guess having that faith and believing and doing that for the event, for the Eddie Aikau, the Aikau Ohana. So everyone that was involved should be proud, right? And should be thanked, because it takes everyone to make this a successful event, to make it a memorable event. Without, with the drones and the footage that we're able to capture now, it just elevates the beauty of these waves. It highlights the surfers that much more. And years from now, when we get to look back on history, the quality of what we're able to see is because of, photographers like Krista, right? And the videographers that are able to be out there, people that are controlling their drones. And at the end of the day, everyone made it out safely, right? Thanks to the Hawaiian Water Patrol, Safety Patrol. Those guys put their life on the line to save someone else. So huge mahalo to you all. But I don't know if you guys saw, but these waves, and I talked about it, last week on Friday. I said, hey, if you're a spectator, stay back. Waves came all the way up, and I don't know if you guys seen the clip, but it literally washed. It looked like a group of hundreds, maybe thousands of people, right, that thought they were in a safe zone. It literally washed them out and sucked them in. People were chasing after, trying to save their dogs, and thankfully, no one was hurt, right? There was even a baby that got swept under a house. So, with that being said, I'm just thankful that everyone made it out okay, surfers included. So, with that, take a deeper dive into this article. And once again, congratulations to Brother Luke, and congratulations to everyone that made the Eddie Aikau Big Wave Invitational a huge, historic, successful event. Sharif Golston has an article in today's Honolulu Star-Advertiser highlighting Tua Tagovailoa. He feels that he hopes that Tua considers retirement. Now, I can see why. And I can see why probably many others would hope that Tua would at least think about it or look at it. Here's my take on it. The Dolphins already said, hey, next year, moving forward, Tua is our starting quarterback. There's no arguing that. The team is better with him at quarterback. Now, what they're going to do this offseason, what Tua needs to do, and with the doctors and everyone, his health, his longevity, that's going to be the main concern. Right? That is going to be his offseason protocol. That is going to be top of the checklist. Because without that, hey, you can't go and start offseason training. You're not going to start preparing. So they're going to go and find all that out, see the doctors, and once they come to the conclusion that either, hey, you're going to fully recover, you're going to be fine, you can start your off-season training at this time, then they're going to move forward with that. But in my opinion, I think Tua just needs to listen to the doctors, number one, right? Take the advice that he's given, and then you can make a decision. So as far as contemplating retiring, I don't think that's going to happen just yet. We're going to see what the doctors say before going down that path. Because, mentally as a player, and I know the type of player Tua is, he's already focused on next season. He's focused on building upon the amazing season that he had in 2022. So with that, we're going to keep you guys updated on Tua's status and what transpires. But I'm praying that Tua Tagovailoa will be hitting the offseason. He's going to be hitting the OTAs. He's going to be hitting training camp next year and preparing to be even better than he was this season. Whew, now let's talk about these NFL playoffs over the weekend. Boy, I'm going to tell you this right now. Joe Burrow, and them Bengals look good. Right now, they look like they're about to win the Super Bowl. They went into Buffalo in the snow and turned it into a home game. Right? They beat the Bills 27-10 pretty convincingly. The Bills are a team that there ain't no pushover. Right? They got Josh Allen. They got Stephon Diggs, who didn't get the ball as much as I know he would have liked. But nonetheless, the Cincinnati Bengals made the Bills look average. Joe Burrow is that dude. Jamar Chase, Mixon, the way they're able to run the ball and establish the run game early, the way that Joe Burrow was able to throw the ball in the snow, and the way that defense played was lights out. Was lights out. They're headed to the AFC Championship game. They're going to take on the Chiefs, at Arrowhead, where Patrick Mahomes has reported he's got a high ankle sprain. A high ankle sprain, it's not your typical ankle sprain, right? This is a part of your ankle where the bones, without getting into to big detail, it's not a fun injury. Most people wouldn't be able to play on it, especially a week later. Patrick Mahomes said he's playing. So he is not going to be 100%. And they didn't look that good this past weekend. Although they got the dub, I don't know. Even being at home, Arrowhead's tough, but I don't know if it's going to be enough for this Bengals, man. These guys are on a mission, so I cannot wait to check out the AFC Championship. And on the other side, the NFC SemiFinals between the 49ers and America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. This was a game where everyone thought Dak Prescott was going to finally get it done. Based on how he performed against Tampa, that wasn't the case. Unfortunately, and I don't like that the quarterback gets scrutinized, gets criticized the most. It comes with the territory, but it's a team game. It is a team game, right? CeeDee Lamb was doing his thing. Unfortunately, running back Pollard got injured, broke his ankle. In my opinion, I still feel as if the Dallas Cowboys are missing a few pieces. I mean, compared to the 49ers, who has every piece that you need, to win every single game, the Dallas Cowboys are still missing something. So I don't think, although Dak Prescott took the blame, and although, yeah, he does need to play better, he can't turn the ball over the way he did in those crucial situations, but we can't put it all on Dak Prescott. Jerry Jones, the Cowboys, they got to add more pieces, right? They got to maybe add a few more. Their D-line is phenomenal. They were getting pressure on Brock Purdy for majority of the game, forcing him to do some things. But I feel like the Dallas Cowboys need to add more. Maybe another running back, one more receiver, maybe a game-changing tight end. Because I'm going to tell you, this tight end at the end, he was getting lazy. That last drive, couple of drives, he I don't know if you guys saw, but when he caught the ball and he didn't turn up field, right? He got out of bounds, but he was going the opposite way as opposed to going upfield. They kept the clock running. Mistake one. Very next play, he completes like a 10-yard out to him. Very lazily catches the ball, but doesn't get both feet in bounds. You got to stay sharp in those moments. So they might be looking at getting a higher quality tight end. Who knows? But Dak needs more weapons. He needs more around him. I know I'm sounding like a Dallas Cowboys fan right now, but I'm not. I know there are a bunch of you out there, but I feel that's what they need. Okay, the 49ers, the team that I picked to win the Super Bowl. The Dallas Cowboys did a great job stopping the run, right? They held McCaffrey, I believe, to under 100 yards. And that's tough to do, right? McCaffrey's that dude. But they got Deebo Samuel, they got Ayuk, they got Kittle, who went off and probably made the most momentum-changing play down the stretch with that tip drill to himself. That's what got them in position to win the game. And Brock Purdy has just been lights out. Probably didn't have his best game, but in those moments where they needed him, made those throws, made those plays like a veteran. But they're going into Philly to take on the cool, calm, and collective Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, in Philly, that is going to be a tough game. That's going to be a tough matchup. But regardless, this is setting up to be an amazing Super Bowl, in my opinion. Bengals, Chiefs, I got the Bengals coming that side on the AFC. The NFC, I got to go with the Niners. I feel like my son, right? I feel like everyone around me is a Niners fan, and I told him, I said, if the Niners win the Super Bowl, all right, I'll convert. I'll become a Niners fan. So I'm sort of pulling for the Niners. But regardless, I don't know, man. These Bengals are looking really good. We're just going to have to see. Time will tell. We'll see you guys. I'll talk more about this after next week's game. I can't wait. This is going to be a big one. And that is it for today's show. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in with me on this beautiful Monday afternoon. A lot of football, a lot of talk, but I know you guys are still riding that wave from over the weekend, the Big Eddie. Whew! Congrats again to Brother Luke and all the competitors, everyone that was involved. What an amazing, amazing weekend. And I want to ensure that you guys are off to an amazing, amazing start this week. Like I say, hey, keep your foot on the gas. It's about how you start to set up that momentum for a winning week. I'm going to see you guys come Wednesday. Aloha.